discussion between the two of them. And this is something that's there in the Adbhut Ramayana as well, that what makes a Vishnu, what makes a good Vishnu. And one of the things, at least that struck me from many versions of the Ramayana that we have read, not just mine, Lord Ram, Goddess Sita and Ravan, all three suffered. One of the things in our way is great people, it is their fate to suffer. Okay, and often our life is not so much about what happens to us, it's about how we react to what happens to us. And Ravan reacts to his suffering in a very negative way. Anger, rage, the world hurt me, I'll burn the entire world. Whereas Lord Ram reacts, in a more noble way. Goddess Sita reacts in a more pragmatic way, that I have suffered, but I'm not going to, inflict that suffering on others.
That's right? The gender card also.
No, Goddess Sita as well, the way she behaves, right? Yeah. And even Lord Ram, the way he behaves. So there is something to be learnt on how they behave when they are hit by suffering. And that's something that we can learn from, because Ravan, by behaving the way he did, made his own life worse.
I mean, you are saying that there is a human side in gods also.
Part of our key thing, that the Jivatma and Paramatma are one and the same, which Adi Shankaracharya ji also spoke of, is that there's a divine spirit within us as well. When we say Namaste, it essentially translates as I'm bowing to the divine within you. So, one way of looking at it is that the difference between our gods and us is that they have discovered the divine within. We are yet to discover the divine within. So, in our way, divinity can also be seen as a process.
Right.
We have to raise ourselves to the divine. So then we see our gods and goddesses as archetypes to learn from. That what can we learn from them and apply in our lives so that we can also become more divine. That we can learn from them. Because the Nirgun Nirakar, the formless God, as has been said in our scriptures, is very difficult to understand, let alone learn from. He says, and the point is that how do you know that, that the wrong means you've taken take you to another end, which you didn't want. Right?
Correct.
So path itself, there's that path dependency, right? आपको मंजिल वहाँ जानी है, आपने सोचा कोई भी पाथ पकड़ लेंगे, लेकिन एक पाथ आपको गलत मंजिल पर ही ले जाए.
But one more concept, maybe it's not in the book, but I've heard it from your conversations, is which you say you heard it first from, I think, Sanjeev Sanyal, the Ashokan State versus the
Chanakyan State.
Yeah.
It's an interesting theory which I heard from Sanjeev, and then of course I've read the Chanakya Niti and Arthashastra, and of course I've read of Ashoka. I think it's something worth exploring because in summary, the Chanakyan state is essentially a minimal state which does a few things, does it exceptionally well, and leaves the rest to society to figure out, right? The Ashokan state is a maximalist state, tries to interfere in many things, like the Ashokan state was, at least from what I'm aware, the first Indian state which tried to encourage vegetarianism, for example. Before that, the states didn't do that. It's your call. You do what you want. The Ashokan state tries to do many things, as a result of which it's not able to do everything well, because the state can only have so much capacity, right? At least I think that for the Indian way, the Chanakyan state is perhaps better. I'm telling you why, because I have seen in the West where many of the states have become what you would call an Ashokan state, a Western interpretation of that, where the state has got involved in too many things. It has come about through citizens asking for rights. Okay, and I know it's a little counterintuitive, but if you ask for rights from the state, then obviously the state has to become more powerful to deliver those rights.
Correct.
And if the state becomes more powerful, you think it'll only care about delivering your rights, it'll do many other things as well, right? And the Chanakyan state approach is never have the state too powerful for society. The state should be powerful enough to defend against foreign aggressors. But society should always be equally powerful to the state. And so,
for more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.